Welcome back, everyone. Being a single mom these days has become accepted, even celebrated, but that hasn't always been the case. In the days before single motherhood was socially acceptable, more than 1.5 million young women were coerced or forced into giving up their babies simply because they had no husband. In our GMA playback this morning, Robin Roberts tells their stories.
Jennifer Yerfest was the shining star in a tight-knit family. A good student and member of the church choir. The youngest of 4 siblings growing up happily in the 1960s in a small beach town in Florida. When she found out she was pregnant at the age of 15, her vision of a bright future was shattered.
I was sort of numb. I believed that it couldn't happen to me.
With the denial came shame. At that time, an unwed pregnant girl was a mark on the perfect family.
I felt very guilty and responsible for their trauma.
She wanted to get married and keep the baby, but both parents decided she and her boyfriend were too young. So being a good girl, she agreed to give up her baby for adoption. She was forced to go away and keep her pregnancy a secret. Leslie McKinnon, an outgoing, popular teenager in Atlanta, shared the same secret. She also became pregnant the summer after graduating from high school and was sent to a Catholic maternity home in Alabama, a place where unwed pregnant girls went, away from the prying eyes of society. The nuns told her she was doing the right thing.
The phrase that was always told to me was my child would be called a bastard on the playground if I tried to keep it.
Both women bonded with their unborn children and feared the day they would give birth and lose them forever. When Leslie's time came, she faced the hospital alone.
I wasn't allowed to be in the maternity ward because only married women could be in the maternity ward, so I had to labor out in the hallway.
As soon as I delivered my baby, as soon as he was out of my body, he was gone. He wasn't mine.
Their final moments together were heartbreaking.
I would try to talk to him and tell him why I had to do what I was going to do. And the last time I saw him, I got to christen him.
Surrendering Chris and leaving him at the home, it felt like I was leaving part of me, and I was. My, half of my soul, my spirit stayed there.
Returning to their lives, they were told never to speak of their pregnancy and children again. Though years later, both mothers reunited with their sons, yet the loss and shame never went away.
There's a part of me that has a beautiful, full life, and there's another part of me, the birth mother part, who's still in shock, still horrified. And that's the part of me that's over in the corner wailing.
My goodness, we're joined now by Ann Fessler, author of the book, The Girls Who Went Away. I know this book is bringing a lot of people, comfort. Good to see you. It's hard for especially young people today to think, oh, was that such an ordeal? Describe that era.
It was, becoming pregnant outside of marriage in the 50s and 60s was considered the worst thing a girl could do. She had gotten herself in trouble, was the phrase. Mm-hmm. And it would bring terrible shame on the family. And the families had to get their daughters out of town as soon as possible. If they were middle-class families, they worried about what would happen.
And how has this, you talked to so many women for your book. Mm-hmm. How has this stayed with them through their lives?
Oh, well, that's one of the other myths, is that women surrendered their children and they moved on and forgot and had other children. But in fact, for most of the women I've interviewed, they've had tremendous guilt and grief and shame their entire life. And the shame wasn't about getting pregnant. The shame was about not fighting hard enough to keep their child.
Most of them were going to homes where they were wanted, these babies.
That's right.
Now, on the other side, there are some women that you talk to and some people who say that while it was not their decision, mm-hmm. that perhaps it was the right decision for some of these girls who went away.
Well, that's, it's really unknown because you can't know what would have happened if they had not, surrendered. And some women I talked to did feel that given the social stigma of the time, given the economics, women's wages were very low, so it was very difficult for a woman to raise a child on her own, that given those circumstances, they feel it was the best thing to do, but it doesn't make it hurt any less for them.
No, it doesn't, and you can't forget what the emotional ordeal that they all went through. You're an adoptee.
Yes, I am.
Adoptee.
Yes, from this period of time.
From this period of time,
Yes.
and you've talked to your birth mother?
I have. I've met her, and we spent one day together. But like so many of the women that I have communicated with along the way, she's still keeping her secret. So she had to sneak away for the day to meet me, and her subsequent children do not know, nor do any of her brothers or sisters know that I exist.
But you know.
I know.
She knows.
Yes, I'm the only living person that knows. Yeah.
And thank you for sharing this. And again, you're bringing so many comfort to these women and to the adoptees as well.
Robin Roberts with our GMA playback segment. And when we come back here in a moment, we will look at the youngest victims of war. You are watching World News Now.
There are so many aches and pains that keep you from getting a full night's sleep. But starting tonight, there's a new PM that has them covered. Introducing new Advil PM, the first and only PM with Advil. Now get multi-pain relieving power plus a non-habit forming sleep aid to gently ease you to sleep. Nothing's proven better on tough pain than Advil. When aches and pains keep you up, there's new Advil PM. Stop hurting and start sleeping.
Concerned about bad breath? Listerine Pocket Packs dissolve in seconds, killing bad breath germs. To freshen your breath instantly. Listerine Pocket Pack strips. Kill the germs, get instant fresh breath.
That's our guarantee.
That's our guarantee.
That's our guarantee.
That's the Scooter Store guarantee.
Hi, I'm Doug Harrison. For years, you've heard us guarantee that if your claim for a power chair or scooter is denied, we'll give it to you free. And maybe you've thought that sounded too good to be true. It's not. And let me tell you why. Over the last 15 years, we've helped hundreds of thousands of people regain their mobility, and we want to help you too. We've become experts in working with your doctor to identify your mobility needs and your Medicare or insurance benefits to determine if a power chair or scooter can help you regain your mobility. We've developed a thorough process called the Guaranteed Freedom Program. It gives you the freedom and independence to continue to live in your own home and the freedom from worry about all the complicated details of a Medicare or insurance claim. While only 1 out of 10 people that call us complete the whole program, the Scooter Store has still helped more people regain their mobility than any other provider in America. Can we help you regain your freedom and independence? You'll never know unless you call. When you complete our Guaranteed Freedom Program, you will regain your mobility. Your claim will be approved, and you'll pay little to nothing out of your own pocket. Or, like we've always promised, if your claim is denied, we'll give you your power chair scooter absolutely free. That's our guarantee. If you or someone you love is living with limited mobility, a new power chair scooter could be the answer. It all starts with one simple phone call to the Scooter Store. No other company has more experience or a greater commitment to helping you regain your mobility. And no other company can offer you our Guaranteed Freedom Program. So call the Scooter Store today.
Regain your freedom and independence. Call 1-800-311-3036. That's 1-800-311-3036.
Got an itch? Scratching tears up skin. New Maximum Strength Lanacane penetrates skin twice as fast with maximum itch-stopping medicine, plus germ-killing antibacterial. New Lanacane stops the itch, saves your skin.
They may not be the target of bombs in the Middle East, but they account for many of their victims. For the children in Lebanon and Israel, memories of this week's old war will last a lifetime. Dean Reynolds now with how these children of war are forever changed.
When the sirens sounded in Haifa, 14-year-old Mikhail Sandler and his family were on the 7th floor. They headed down the stairs in search of shelter, a routine they've adopted reluctantly. On this occasion, though, it was their apartment building that was hit. It was a loud explosion, he says, and we were very afraid.
How long is the war going to last?
They should keep fighting.
In Haifa, where rocket fire regularly rains on the city, the parks are empty, but the shelters are full.
The people are huddling around the television set because the news is just reporting that an attack is underway here in Haifa right now.
13-year-old Leroy and his little sister spend afternoons on the P3 level of a parking garage. protected from the now familiar concussive explosions of Hezbollah rockets. You never know where or exactly when the rocket will hit.
Which is scarier, the boom or the siren?
The siren.
Just 80 miles to the north in Beirut, Samer and Mohammed seize every moment of quiet to play. But their teenage fun does not remove the bitterness they feel caught in the middle.
It's not our fault. We didn't do anything for Israel. We are just people like them. We didn't do anything.
The homes of both teenagers have been destroyed in bombing runs.
That makes me afraid of dying because I don't want to die.
Like so many others now, they are refugees in their own country.
My life is completely changed from happiness to sadness.
Israeli 9-year-old Eden Aylon can relate to that. Hezbollah rockets forced his family to head south toward Tel Aviv. But he kept a souvenir, shrapnel, and a vivid memory of the rockets he'd seen with his own eyes. Other kids in other places have summer camp. Here, they have war. Dean Reynolds, ABC News, Haifa.
You know, if it's hard to look at those images on television, can you imagine what it's like being there?
And experiencing it and wondering what their future holds and how it will affect them as adults. We are back in a moment. That's the news for this half hour.
From Vancouver to Salem, K2 News has you covered with more local news bureaus than any other station. A full-time news team based in Vancouver with Bureau Chief Dan Tilken covering more of Southwest Washington, and a full-time crew based in Salem with K2's Salem Bureau Chief Melika Johnson keeping watch on Oregon politics. More news bureaus, more stories. K2 News has you covered. For more coverage on the places you live, turn to K2 News and K2.com.
Dear Dr. Z, are Dodge trucks more than just Hemis? The new Dodge Ram has a new frame for improved ride and handling, and Dodge Durango has an electronic stability program, a technology we invented. What would you expect from the world's largest producer of commercial vehicles?
Cut! You forgot Hemi with fuel-saving MDS.
Sorry.
Actors.
It's back. Employee pricing plus up to $3,500 cash allowance. Get our employee price on most 2006 Dodge vehicles.
We're finished showing the dangers of not buckling up. Too many of you still don't get it. That's why we're stepping up safety belt enforcement and writing tickets over and over and over again if that's what it takes to make you buckle up. Wearing your safety belt costs you nothing. Not wearing it could cost you everything.
Click it or ticket. A message from the Oregon Department of Transportation.
Had it with slow downloads? With Comcast high-speed internet, there's no waiting for downloads or a great deal. Call 1-800-COMCAST and save big during our $1 sale. Get 1 month of blazing fast Comcast high-speed internet service for just $1. Free modem lease for 1 full year and professional installation for only $10. Save over $175. Hurry, the $1 sale ends August 7th. So call 1-800-COMCAST today.
K2 News, voted Oregon's best investigative journalism.
It is Thursday morning. Condoleezza Rice's diplomatic mission fails to rally support for the U.S. peace plan for the Middle East.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Now.
And as you know, in conjunction with the Secretary of State's travels overseas, Iraq's Prime Minister addressed a joint meeting of Congress yesterday, and we'll have more on that as well.
Some congressional leaders or senators also boycotted. They felt his words that he wouldn't denounce Hezbollah, and that was not acceptable. So we'll have more on that as well. Hello from New York. I'm Taina Hernandez along with Ron Corning. Also ahead this half hour, the heat wave gripping California is taking more than just a human toll. We'll show you what some people are doing to keep their pets safe. Plus the new reality show that lets you become a superhero. No superpowers or shame required.
But first up here this morning, the latest on the conflict in the Middle East. Israel continues its offensive in Lebanon. Bombs fell on an army base north of Beirut and a nearby radio tower this morning. This after Israel suffered its deadliest day of the conflict so far. 8 soldiers were killed in an ambush near a Hezbollah stronghold. A 9th soldier was killed in fighting elsewhere. It was a particularly deadly day in the Gaza Strip. Israeli strikes claimed 23 lives, 16 of them militants. Israel's prime minister says he will launch an investigation into the airstrike that killed 4 UN peacekeepers. UN officials say the observers made 10 calls to Israel to ask it to stop bombing near its post. And there was no progress in the peace talks in Rome on Wednesday. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice did not give in to pressure for an immediate ceasefire. Rice's diplomatic mission, though, is not over, but some critics are saying she still has not done everything in her power to try to stop the violence in the Middle East. ABC's Sonia Crawford is in Washington now with more on the diplomatic front. Sonia, good morning.
Good morning, Ron. Secretary of State Rice is in Malaysia this morning for a security summit on North Korea. Also in town, the Iranian foreign minister, who apparently wants to discuss the Middle East crisis with his Malaysian counterpart. Now, Iran is one of Hezbollah's backers, and some analysts believe it wanted this conflict to divert attention from its nuclear program. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice left Rome after convincing an emergency meeting of government officials and diplomats an immediate ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah isn't enough.
We have to be effective. It means that we have to have a plan that will actually create conditions in which we can have a ceasefire that will be sustainable.
They agreed to ask the United Nations for a multinational force along the Israeli-Lebanese border and pledge humanitarian relief and support for Lebanon's reconstruction. The Lebanese were disappointed by the meeting's outcome, but most Americans agree with the U.S. position. According to 2 recent polls, anywhere from 45 to 47% of Americans approve of President Bush's handling of the conflict. Most say the U.S. should maintain its present role, as opposed to taking the lead in trying to resolve the issue. And despite the heartbreaking civilian casualties, most believe Israel's response has been about right. In fact, most Americans, 54%, say their sympathies lie more with Israel. But some experts argue the only way for diplomacy to prevail is to engage Hezbollah's backers, Iran and Syria. Syria said Rice should visit Damascus for talks. But the Bush administration maintains there's no need to talk. The countries know what they need to do. Polls show Americans are pessimistic about the whole situation. They believe the current conflict will lead to a major Middle East war involving other countries. But they remain convinced the federal government's top priorities should be the war in Iraq, fighting terrorism, and economic growth. Ron?
All right, Sonia, thank you. ABC's Sonia Crawford in Washington.
Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki is on his way back to the Middle East this morning. Al-Maliki cut his trip short after having dinner with Vice President Cheney Wednesday night. His foreign minister said events in the region led al-Maliki to cancel his trip to New York. The Prime Minister received a mixed reception at a joint meeting of Congress Wednesday after failing to directly denounce Hezbollah. Some Democrats even boycotted the speech. Andrea Yates is expected to be sentenced to a state mental hospital later today. The Texas mother who was found not guilty by reason of insanity in the drowning deaths of her children. Russell Yates, her ex-husband, and the children's father called the verdict a miracle.
California has now ranked global warming as among their 3 top environmental concerns. This according to a new poll. And that survey was taken before the heat wave, which has now gripped the state for almost 2 weeks. Nearly 90 people have died as a result of the high temperatures. Here's ABC's Carla Wohl.
It's especially bad in the Central Valley, where some morgues are at capacity, and officials have declared a local emergency.
All of the body's systems, the cardiorespiratory system, the nervous system can be impaired and can basically shut down.
The homeless and elderly are especially vulnerable.
Going around, checking, making sure everybody's okay with this heat.
Police are going door to door at low-income hotels in Sacramento after 3 deaths were discovered in a single day. Most residents here do not have working air conditioners.
At 100 degrees, and at least it feels like that anyway in that room.
In Bakersfield, where temperatures are over 105 for the 11th straight day, seniors are taking refuge in cooling centers.
As long as they can have me here, I'll stay.
Dairy farmers are using fans and misters to keep cows cool. Still, so many have died, their carcasses are being dumped in landfills. Crops aren't faring any better.
They're beyond raisins.
There's nothing left there.
Grapes, tomatoes, walnuts, peaches, all of it scorched, which likely will mean higher prices for consumers. It is a few degrees cooler, and that cooling trend is forecast to continue, so that by the weekend, even the Central Valley is not expected to reach 100. Carla Wohl, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And despite the heat, supporters of the state's governor are inviting residents to a birthday block party. Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's on a campaign bus tour, turns 59 today. And coming up later in our broadcast, more on the California heat wave.
Now for our news notes this morning. Former President Gerald Ford is back home after spending 2 days in the hospital for shortness of breath. At 93, Mr. Ford is the oldest living president. And the Archbishop of Chicago is expected to make a full recovery after he undergoes cancer surgery later today. Francis George has led Chicago Catholics for the past 9 years. And Chicago becomes the largest city in the country, requiring big box stores like Walmart to pay employees a living wage. GM stock rose more than $1 on word that the world's largest automaker outpaced Wall Street expectations in the second quarter. The Massachusetts governor tried again today to fire the head of the state's Turnpike Authority over problems with the Big Dig. This as a 7-year-old letter surfaces warning that the bolts used in the tunnel's construction would never hold. And 2 bills become law today with the president's passage of an extension of the historic Voting Rights Act and an upgrade of the nation's child molestation notification laws.
And we've got a lot more coming up here this morning. We're going to take a look in the skinny at People magazine, a couple of big stories making news there.
Also, Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, a controversy.
And the sun is rising in the studio. Let the sun shine. Okay, also coming up this morning, we'll go inside the show that can help immortalize you in the pages of a comic book. Let's go to break with a look at your weather.
It's sunny here.
Would you like me to sing it?
We need to talk. Step into my office, baby. Wanna give you the job, a chance of overtime. Say my place at 9. She never spent.
World News Now weather, brought to you by Ambien CR.
All of guys, I could sense a breath the whole.
My name is Sarah. I've had a sleep problem. Actually, different problems. Sometimes I couldn't fall asleep, or I'd fall asleep and I couldn't stay asleep. My doctor suggested that I try Ambien CR, the latest Ambien. It does both. Helps me fall asleep and stay asleep. It's the only one with 2 layers. One dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep fast. The other dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. A good night's sleep makes a big difference.
Ambien CR is a treatment option you and your doctor can consider along with lifestyle changes and can be taken for as long as your doctor recommends. Until you know how Ambien CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Be sure you're able to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active again. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic. However, like most sleep medicines, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol.
Falling asleep and staying asleep. Both problems handled.
Ask your doctor about Ambien CR. Remember, that's CR for a good night's sleep from start to finish.
Well, I can't walk.
I can walk, but not very far.
I can't even stand anymore.
And it gave me no freedom.
If you or a loved one suffer from limited mobility, we have incredible news. Now you may qualify for your very own new Invacare power chair or scooter at little or no cost to you. Call Mobility Products Unlimited right now to begin your free pre-qualification process. Invacare's powered mobility products are comfortable, stylish, easy to maneuver, and go anywhere.
It's given me freedom to go places I want to go and do things that I want to do.
So pick up the phone and call Mobility Products right now, risk-free. Their friendly specialists handle all the paperwork and make it fast and easy to begin the pre-qualification process for your very own Invacare power chair or scooter. You could get yours within just days. There's no pressure, no obligation, no cost for the call, and your satisfaction is guaranteed.
So if you're stuck at home, call 1-800-972-2110 right now. Friendly mobility specialists are standing by.
My lymphoma had not only come back, but it was life-threatening.
After I discovered I was pregnant, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
When I first found out that Frank had cancer, I felt like my whole world had fallen apart.
I went to one more hospital because I wasn't willing to give up.
Being treated like a real person for the first time in 10 years was such a relief.
I feel like it's just like going back home.
My son.
Our cancer information specialists are available 24 hours a day. Call now and they'll send you this free life-changing video and information kit that shows you how state-of-the-art medicine combines with unique therapies to give you treatment options you may not even know exist.
We as cancer patients, for whatever reason, have been dealt this kind of pain. But there is hope on the other side, and there is great life after cancer.
Welcome back, everyone. We may have another Tiger Woods in the making, and I'll tell you, it ain't me. A young Colorado boy is already showing some amazing skills from the fairway to the green. On the American landscape this morning, Steve Gotzigan of KMGH in Denver tells his story.
By Tiger Woods at this moment.
There have been golfing proteges in the past. And we may have the next Tiger Woods right here in Colorado.
Wow!
Meet Braden Bozak. Not your typical 2.5-year-old golfer. Who's the best 2.5-year-old golfer in the world? Me. And he may be, but he's also still a 2.5-year-old. How long before you go pro?
5.
5 more years? So at 7 years old, you're going to be going pro?
Butterfly.
Like a butterfly. But when it's time to focus, Braden locks in. With Daddy as his caddy, the only thing that matters is getting that ball into the hole.
Look at that.
And he's not just form. There's plenty of substance to his game.
It's amazing because he's still in diapers, you know? I mean, he's 2.5 years old. We're trying to potty train him and get him out of diapers. And, you know, the kid comes out and hits the ball off the tee box, you know, 50, 60 yards, and he just loves the game. There you go. Oh, my goodness.
We'd all love the game if we hit it as straight as Braden. And while most kids his age are just trying to figure out what trouble they can get into, Braden's got bigger plans. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be Tiger grow up.
And that's the tough part for Dad. When your 2-year-old is striping him down the fairway, you almost want to fast forward ahead to see where they land.
Yeah, I say that all the time, and my wife slows me down. So that's, I think it's kind of the give and take. But yeah, I'm anxious to see how he grows and evolves as he gets a little bit older.
Who knows? Braden Bozak may turn out to be the next Tiger Woods.
Wow.
Steve Gotzigan, 7 Sports.
Didn't you ask me to come here out and golf with me?
Look at that.
Unbelievable. I love the caddy has to carry sippy cups around for him.
Sippy cups. And the kid's not even potty trained yet. He's trying to get the hole-in-one at home, in the toilet, right? Which is hard.
You know when you have a kid and you think, okay, what do they do at this age or that age? I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it's there. The kid has got it. And
yeah.
you now
I mean, for my child,
right.
not him. He's got it, yeah.
Your kid's not potty trained yet.
No,
6
heavens
months?
no.
Yeah.
Anyway.
When we come back, we will
him.
take a look at how the heat is affecting British farmers. It's always about your own children. We're back in a moment.
One of those, I guess.
ABC's World News Now will continue after this from our ABC stations.
Turn to K2 News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. K2 News This Morning, bringing you up to speed with the latest news and information, plus live roving reports taking you to the scene, featuring K2 Storm Alert weather, keeping your family safe and prepared for severe weather conditions, plus exclusive Beat the Traffic updates, getting you on your way faster. So make your first choice today your best choice. K2 News This Morning, weekday mornings from 5 to 7 a.m. Only on K2, the spirit of the Northwest.
Dear Dr. Z, is there really German technology in my Chrysler 300C?
John, every Chrysler uses the best of American and German engineering and design. This 5-link rear suspension is only one example. There are more links for better performance and handling.
Cool.
What would you expect? We invented the automobile. Auf Wiedersehen.
It's back. Employee pricing plus our 30-day return program. Get our employee price on most 2006 Chrysler vehicles.
Coming up on Good Morning America, thanks but no thanks. GOP candidates who are shying away from the president's help on the campaign trail. And female bonding, our special contributor, Gayle King, looks at women's relationships and friendships, including hers with a very famous talk show host. Like many parts of the U.S., the UK is in the grip of a heat wave. Hot, dry weather is usually a good thing for farmers at harvest time. But in this case, the heat wave is a mixed blessing, hurting some crops, helping others. Hugh Pym of the BBC has the story.
Getting in the harvest. Once the hard work starts, farmers need settled good weather, and they've got it. The crop comes in dry, and that makes life a lot simpler than in damp conditions.
So this is a field of wheat. It's nearly ready for harvest.
Peter Bromley is about to start on his wheat crop, but here the heat hasn't necessarily done him a lot of favours.
We've had a very hot spell for a fortnight, and the crop has ripened very quickly. And what that means is that it's lacked moisture. It's not had enough moisture to fill the grain, and so we're probably going to end up with more shriveled grains, and that ends up being less weight and less yield.
Fields which might have been green are turning a dull shade of brown. The grass for the sheep is worryingly low. And from the air, the colour of the patchwork of fields underlines the near drought conditions across much of the southeast. More so the parks in central London, parched because of the absence of rain or any watering. People looking for a dip had to look harder than usual for somewhere to cool off. It's looking more like a puddle than a pool. It looks as if there's plenty of water in this canal, but levels are falling, and the authorities have urged boat owners to share transit through locks to cut down on leakage from the system. There was a buoyant mood at this trade show for fruit growers.
Beautiful. British strawberries.
Good weather has helped generate a good crop, and because British shoppers turn increasingly to fruit in warm weather, the local produce can hardly ripen quickly enough to keep up with demand. If the summers keep on getting hotter, newer fruits like apricots could take their place alongside Britain's traditional favourites. Hugh Pym, BBC News, Kent.
And of course, much of the American landscape is in the grips of its own extreme summer weather. Southern California has now had nearly 2 weeks of triple-digit temperatures. KABC's Leslie Miller tells us how the kids are handling it and how to keep children safe when the mercury rises.
It is summertime and life is a breeze for the kids, but when temperatures are sweltering, keeping the kids cool can be a full-time job for grown-ups.
We try to get them as much water as we can, keep them in the shade, make sure that they're always wearing hats.
At Elysian Park, about 1,000 kids battled the heat while they chowed down on Dodger dogs at a picnic in the park before a baseball game. Many seem to know about sun safety.
I go swimming, I drink lots of water, put on sunscreen. I also wear a hat so that my face doesn't get sunburned.
Dr. Alan Nager is the head of emergency medicine at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. The last couple of weeks, he's seen more kids coming to the ER with symptoms of dehydration, the most common heat-related illness.
If a parent notices that their child seems to be unusually sleepy or lethargic or just not very active, that can be a sign of dehydration.
Other signs of dehydration include decreased urination, a sticky-looking or sounding mouth, vomiting, diarrhea, chills or shivers, and headaches.
When the temperature is as hot as it is lately, the parent should roughly use the guide to give their child twice as much fluid.
And what parents may not know, that fluid should not be only water.
The problem with giving water is that the child's minerals get washed out of the body in a sense. So it should be a combination of water, but with juices.
Are you having fun? Are you staying cool?
At the Rose Bowl Aquatic Center, parent-child swim classes are popular this time of year, but too much time in the direct sun can be dangerous, even when you slather on the sunscreen. Doctors advise keeping your kids occupied in the shade and shelter as well.
This is Leslie Miller reporting for ABC News.
And of course, during the hot weather, many people across the American landscape worry about their pets and other animals. And KBC's Bob Banfield met the owners of 2 wolves to find out what they're doing to help their exotic pets keep cool.
Cody, Siku, and Nikki are Arctic wolves. Now, this is not the kind of weather they enjoy. But their caretakers, the Richardsons, have gone to great extremes to make them comfortable. Mr. and Mrs. Richardson are in the special events and designer business, so when they designed their backyard, you can see they did an excellent job. Very cool here in the summertime weather, took care of all of the comfort for people, but what about the wolves?
We try to furnish an environment for them that cools them down. We provide the sand pit, which with the palapa, we bathe them down. We also built another room in another area that has fans in it. That helps cool them down. We monitor them a lot to make sure that they don't get overheated.
You're a good owner.
Thank you.
Or caretaker, I guess you don't call them owner.
No, we're not an owner. They own me.
They own you?
That's right.
Cody has been with the Richardsons since he was a puppy. All three wolves appear to be doing pretty well despite the heat. And why not? This is Bob Banfield reporting.
It seems every year at these times we're always talking about these stories, how to keep the pets and how to keep yourself sort of out of the heat. But this heat wave has been such that it's not cliche. I mean, it really is stuff to keep in mind.
Right, and you know, it may seem counterintuitive. Animals sort of know what they're doing, but these aren't necessarily their natural habitat.
That's right.
So it's important, you know, mist the cows and keep them all cool.
Yep, keep everyone cool. Keep it cool when we come back.
A new TV show aimed at finding the next superhero.
Hello.
This is the show.
Hi, I'm John Scherer, CEO and founder of Video Professor. Now, I know many of you have seen me for years on TV offering my free computer learning lessons on CD-ROM. And I know you need to have computer skills.
I would feel less stressed if I knew computers.
You've seen the great things many of my 5 million customers have had to say about my product.
Video Professor, that's the way to go.
I would definitely choose the Video Professor.
You've seen how easy it is to learn with Video Professor. You just pop in the disc and follow the simple step-by-step instructions. You know, the lesson plays right on your computer screen, and it works just like a VCR. It's so simple, anyone can do it. You've seen all this. You need the computer skills, but you still haven't called me to take advantage of my free computer learning CD offer. Now, is it because I'm making this offer on TV? Well, you know, I can't find a store that'll let me give these CDs away free, so TV's about the only way I can get my free offer to you. Or maybe you haven't called because you don't believe that Video Professor really is free. Well, let me assure you that it is real, and it's free, and it's a complete 1-hour lesson. And I give it away on TV free because I know that once you try my product, you'll come back to us for all your computer learning needs. You just pay a small shipping and processing charge, and I'll even refund that if you're not 100% satisfied. So before you say there's no way I'm ordering off TV, ask yourself, do you need the computer skills that I'm giving away free? If the answer is yes, then pick up the phone, call, and try any one of my products. Hey, it's a TV offer, but it's better than any offer in any store anywhere. So try my product.
Call Video Professor now for your free lesson. Call now, and this free gift will be yours. The Anytime Organizer is the calendar, diary, address book, and journal on your PC. Remember, you must call now to get your free CD and the extra free gift.
Call 1-800-905-2128.
Well, I can't walk.
I can walk, but not very far.
I can't even stand anymore.
And it gave me no freedom.
If you or a loved one suffer from limited mobility, we have incredible news. Now you may qualify for your very own new Invacare power chair or scooter at little or no cost to you. Call Mobility Products Unlimited right now to begin your free pre-qualification process. Invacare's powered mobility products are comfortable, stylish, easy to maneuver, and go anywhere.
It's given me freedom to go places I want to go and do things that I want to do.
So pick up the phone and call Mobility Products right now, risk-free. Their friendly specialists handle all the paperwork and make it fast and easy to begin the pre-qualification process for your very own Invacare power chair or scooter. You could get yours within just days. There's no pressure, no obligation, no cost for the call, and your satisfaction is guaranteed.
So if you're stuck at home, call 1-800-972-2110 right now. Friendly mobility specialists are standing by.
Welcome back, everyone.
I'm jealous because Ron has a prop today.
I found me a prop.
We'll
I'm all
show
about
you
the
a little
impromptu
later.
props. Yeah, we'll show you a little later. It's time for the skinny. I just found this full-page ad. You see this for this new show, Superheroes? Very fitting now, because if you think you have what it takes to save mankind from the next great supervillain, Stan Lee wants to hear from you. The comics legend is hosting this new reality TV show aiming to uncover the next great superhero. Our own superhero, Ned Potter, has the story.
Somewhere inside all of us lives a hero.
Or perhaps just someone willing to dress up in spandex to get on television.
You look ridiculous. I do look ridiculous.
I could really use a hug.
The Sci-Fi Channel is offering the latest in reality TV. If you want to be a superhero, invent one.
I'm half human, half machine. and have time bomb.
There's a hot guy that's walking by. It's a dilemma. Do I help the person or do I go for the hot guy?
The judge in this show is Stan Lee, the inventor of Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk.
The auditions were incredible. You know, we were hoping we'd get enough people to give us some choices. We got thousands of applications from all over the world.
Is anything shown?
Applications from people like Chris Waters. He's a DJ in real life, but by night he's Major Victory.
Be a winner, not a wiener.
Can he possibly beat
Fat Mama, I'm here to save the day.
The contestants are put through the usual trials, like try to put on your costume in public, and the winner gets immortality. Stan Lee will draw you as a comic book hero. But of course there will be a loser each week too.
I'm afraid I've got to ask you to turn in your costume.
Lee tells us he really wanted to say turn in your spandex, but some of the contestants weren't wearing spandex. Ned Potter, ABC News, New York.
Well, some of those people do prove that spandex is a privilege, not a right.
Oh, there you go.
All right. The other
Kick it off. Anchorman. Go for it.
The other big news here this morning is Lance Bass has come out on the cover, literally come out on the cover of People magazine. The headline is, I'm gay. And this follows what was a whole bunch of speculation in the media, which some people are saying was just over the top. You know, let the guy come do it on his own terms, come out when he feels like it. Why this sort of media outing?
He says he didn't want to do it while he was in the band because he didn't want to jeopardize the careers of his bandmates. But they've all been very supportive, coming out with statements saying, you go, Lance.
You know, at this point, the headline needs to be, I'm straight. Like, that's more news these days, right? That's the news for this half hour.
More news coming up from ABC.
My daughter.
My son.
My daughter, Katie.
Joined the National Guard.
I think she made the right decision. The change is a complete 180 degrees.
She's a more confident woman. More focused.
More self-reliant.
Kept his room clean. I think that there are some real great opportunities to learn a skill, to get a college education.
The Guard runs from A to Z as far as jobs go. My daughter has given a honorable service to the country.
We supported her 100%. I'm very proud of him.
Find out more about the Guard by visiting 1-800-GO-GUARD.com.
Severe weather is K2's #1 priority.
That's why we have the K2 Storm Alert Weather Team, keeping your family safe 24 hours a day.
K2 Storm Alert Weather keeps you ahead of severe weather in the Northwest.
It means superior technology, plus more meteorologists in the field and on the air.
The K2 Storm Alert Weather Team, keeping your family safe and ahead of the storm. Only on K2 News, the spirit of the Northwest.
At Northwest Rugs, we've opened our huge warehouse to make room for new hand-tied rugs from across the globe. This weekend only, at the Jansen Beach store, Northwest Rugs is having its massive warehouse sale. And with over 1,000 rugs reduced in price by 50, 60, and even 70%, now is the perfect time to visit Northwest Rugs. Create that perfect space in your home with a new rug, fine piece of furniture, and unique accessories at the Northwest Rugs warehouse sale. Northwest Rugs, the West Coast leader in rugs.
15 minutes of fame.
We're going for it, honey. We're going for it, honey.
A half hour of fun.
I think I hurt myself.
A lifetime of riches.
And that's the final answer.
What more could you ask from a game show?
It's the experience, not the money.
Join Meredith Vieira.
This may be your destiny.
For all the excitement on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Weekdays at 4 on K2, the spirit of the Northwest. The K2 Storm Alert Weather Team, only on K2 News,